All right, good Thursday evening, everybody. It is June 6th, 2024, here at precisealgorithmtrading.com. And uh, sorry, I've been messing around with some of that stuff and putting it on here. I won't do that. I'll stick to the trading only, and that other stuff I just thought was funny. So, sorry about that, Eric. Anyway, we're moving on. Precise algorithm trading, and let's dive into our automated trading systems. This is the YM, or the Dow futures contract, and we've given some back again. This thing has just been in this back and forth movement now for months, and it's aggravating. I thought we were going to get there. Still think we will, but man, it's just that's a when we started really moving higher, it looked like we were going to start to take out our and maybe make new highs. So today's trades were pretty much all negative except for 1 0. And after a day like yesterday, when you look across the board, that makes sense, even though you can't act on that. At least I don't think so. So you can't just step away after you have a good day of trading, because what if you had two in a row? Um, this is today uh, on the Russell. This little give back right there, which doesn't look like much on this chart, but when you look in the terms of like cash, 750 bucks is 750 bucks. The Nasdaq is holding up here, even though it probably gave back a little bit at the end of the day, or in the day. I think we're going to make new green dots here pretty soon, which is new equity peaks. But today's trade, we had all negative except for one positive, and one, two, three, four, five stop outs, which is totally fine. It's part of what makes this system good, is it stops out with a small loss instead of big losses. And this is the same trading system, only without that stopper, or it's filtered a little differently. And you can see we had a nice up move yesterday. We went through, but today gave some back. And so, like, after this is what I'm talking about. After a day like yesterday, where you have these kind of trades, you expect to give some back, and that's what. And really, if you look across the board, that's what happened today, and it even happened in the overall markets, the regular S&P, Nasdaq, the daily markets is what I'm trying to say. So let's flip over to that real quick. So our S&P 500 is up here against the all-time highs, and we've had these big moves, and now we're starting to consolidate. And if you think about, volatility leads to price expansion, and then when volatility starts to subside, you get price contraction. And if you think about it, we had big expansion here, both directions, and now we're consolidating, even though they're still sizable moves. They're just nothing like what they were. But we are on the daily chart, positive momentum over zero. On the hourly chart, we're negative momentum over zero, which can still lead to new highs, obviously. And the S&P today went down. I mean, it was flat pretty much, down 1 point, or 0.02%. That's the S&P. The Dow went up 78 points. This is something to take note of. We are above the 50% line on the previous down move, and it looks like I'm going to watch for the 618 to break out. So if you think about that, look at how this price is actually sitting between the 50 and the 61.8 lines. These things have been drawn on here from this pivot cycle, And the price literally is sitting between those two lines. So you can believe this stuff or not, but that's just wild to me how that works. So, and actually, what I'm probably expecting, this might be, it could go either way. If we pull down here, then I would expect probably it's going to be like a kind of a retest of this low, except I would almost think it won't get there before it rebounds, or this thing's just going to turn around and go up. And part of the reason I think that is because we are breaking out to new highs in like the S&P 500, and we need to watch the Russell. I'm going to put up IWM because it's so the Russell went down 0.72% today. We are staying above the 50% line. Yesterday we did get up above the 618, and today we're inside yesterday's candle. So we do have positive momentum under zero, but we only have one bar's worth, and we really need two for confirmation. But we want to stay above this 50% line. We have actually down signal and negative momentum on the hourly chart. So really the whole pivot's going to come in here at this level to see if we can handle it. Tomorrow being Friday is a little bit worrisome, but not too bad because that's what these systems do. If you're wrong, you get stopped out. If you're right, then they can carry on, and that is the very definition of cut your losses short and let your winners run. All right, so that's the IWM or the Russell. The Dow we looked at. The NASDAQ is still reaching here for all-time highs. In fact, it looks like it made it. No, it was, that's today. So we got a new all-time high in the NASDAQ. Positive momentum over zero on the daily. Negative momentum over zero on the hourly. And just, I've still got the 1618 extension up there. At this point, I think it's the target to hit. Let's look at NVIDIA because we broke that target yesterday. We've got split coming here on the 10th. I'm not in this, but I'm just more curious than anything about how it's going to work. I expect it to pull back on the split. Let's see. IYT is the transportation index. That's actually good news. It's broken up and turned green today. I think that just helps the overall market when they're all kind of trying to get bullish together. Even though we're in a downtrend pretty hard on this one. But one of these days it'll reverse, which it is trying to do on the hourly chart for sure. Oil. In a downtrend, in the wedge pattern I talked about, and breaking off the bottom. Can it get out of its own way and get back up again? I don't know about that. Huh. If it does, though, that could be pretty epic for oil. Because that could be a big move from 72 up past 86. If it goes to do that. It's not anywhere close to that yet. So that's oil, gold. Turn green again, breaking out possibly. Keep an eye on it. break of structure on the daily or the hourly chart. All right, I'm going to wrap this up pretty quick. Yes, that's what it looks like above the cloud. The VIX here is at least pulled back, which could lead in either direction at this point, but I'm expecting higher prices in the S&P 500. This is the one that kind of, since we're going into a weekend, I expect selling. This looks like a topping kind of situation, but it is all green. So, and we got positive momentum over zero on the 15 minute, the 30 minute. We look like we're trying to come up on the hourly, and we could just reverse here on the 4 hour. And then you put them all together, and we're in a position where we could break out here as well on the overall markets. All right, flip over to the bullish percent indexes. Oh, wait, how'd that get there? Sorry about that. That'll be here. Bullish. The industrials didn't move. The NYA didn't move. The transports flipped to a new column of X's. That's important. Up 11%. The NASDAQ hardly moved. The S&P 500 up 1.4%. The OEX flipped to a new column of X's. That's strength. And the NDX flipped to a new column of X's. So bullish prices going forward, for at least for now, is what it sure looks like to me. And that's what I got. I'll catch you guys on the weekend review. Hold on tight, and let's make some money together. Take care.